Hey, welcome back. Sun's shining, birds chirping, all the rest of it. Not raining, anyway. We'll see how we go next week. Weather forecast. Just heading over. Brendan's still cutting hay, so I dropped him down there. He should get finished today. Tony's having his long weekend this weekend instead of last weekend. If you're in Australia, we had New South Wales had a public holiday at the start of the week, so he's just swapped days. I'm just heading over. We're getting utes serviced and that sort of stuff today, so I'm in Tony's ute, so we had to do a bit of a shuffle around in town. Miranda's on her way over to look at the rice ground. Looking like we probably will put rice in now, so there's a bit of a scatter on. It's a rock shoe. Anyway, no, it'll be good because we do enjoy growing rice, so it's be good to have it back in the program. It's just going to put the acid on a little bit more. You blokes are probably, people are watching probably going, this bloke's off his head. I wonder that myself at times. Anyway, so I'm just coming over to Woodlands to our dairy block, just to set the water up. We're going to water this for the third time, which I don't think I've ever done before, but the crop does look pretty good. Well, it looks really good, and the probes are telling us to water, so I won't be surprised if we have to water this again. Looking like we'll probably we were going to have to buy some water at some point in time, so whether we go into the market now and buy water, we don't. Yeah, we're only about 44% allocation, so we're a long way off 100%, so I would have thought we'd probably get a bit more allocation yet, but just have to wait and see. So just trying to work out what we do now, whether we swap out the other pivot of corn we're going to put in late after the canola for the rice, or whether, because the seed is in Deniliquin, whether we put it in as well. So just have to wait and see. So yeah, I'm just over here just setting the water up for today. Just got to put a few doors in and put this big one in and open a couple, and I'll put the water monitor down. Going to start I've got water starting again over at home as well, so I'm going to start the pivot again. And then try and get over here and get this corn ground harrowed. And I've got Josh's truck here with urea in it. I want to put it in this field bin and get the truck back to Josh, and then plenty to do. Anyway, that's all right. I don't know where Josh is. I just tried to ring him. I don't know where he's up to with the planter. So, it's unlikely that we'll start planting corn tomorrow, but we'll just see how today rolls around. So, anyway, we'll get cracking. Warming up. All right. So, Miranda's we just had a bit of a yarn and chewed the fat a little bit about what the best plan is. Apologies about the wind. What we're looking at, and we had a bit of this last year, this stuff on the rice ground. It's called, we're calling it Jack's Nuts, so I probably should have brought the shovel with me and dug a bit up for you, but what it actually is, it's a bulb under the ground, and Miranda hasn't seen a lot of it, and neither has Pete when we were talking about it last year, but we've got 3 bays here where there's quite a bit of it starting to come. So we've got onto a fellow, or Miranda's touched base with a fella within the rice industry that looks at aquatic weeds and that sort of thing, and he's actually going to come out and have a look. We're just in 2 minds what to do with it, whether we give it a big lick of chemical. We're going to have to cultivate, but we'll probably give it a big lick of chemical first. If we can get sort of 5 mil of rain early next week, we've still got quite a window. We've still got 2.5 weeks, or what are we, the 11th of October. We've still got to the end of the month to plant. And what guys are doing just on the last couple of years, and I think it's not just the rice, I think also cotton and corn. What happened last year is we had a bit of a false break, so we had warm weather, and then blokes hooked in and went planting, and we did the same, and then it got cold, and we found the rice, it really just stopped with that sort of cold period. So what people are doing is they're just holding off a little bit till that warm weather comes and locks in. So we do have a bit of time to get the ground ready. So we've got the two options are we can't do the third one, because what I was thinking was we've obviously got the block 4 corn here that we've already prepped, rice, and then the corn under the irrigator. So we can't actually physically get enough water out of our outlet to do all three. So we've either got to go rice or corn under the pivot. So the kicker is the corn seed for under the pivot is already not on farm, but they've got it at the shop. So what we're just trying to work out is, do we try and do something with this ground and this weed this year to get rice in? We're also got a bit of good striker barnyard grass, which is another one that's going to give a bit of grief in the rice. So yeah, do we go with rice, or because we've already got the seed, and if we can't get rid of the corn seed, or they can't, shift it on someone else by it, we then just go with corn and forget about rice. So there's a few balls in the air at the moment. One good thing is the corn seed that we've got has actually sold out, so we could possibly be able to move it. Miranda has spoken to or touched base with the Pioneer rep, so and Tim's very good, so we've had him out here a couple of times, so he might be able to find a home for it, but if not, and yeah, this stuff's, like if we say, well, righto, we'll follow this country and try and get on top of this stuff for next year. So a few balls to juggle here. Anyway, Brendan's going all right down there. I think I haven't heard from him, so no news is good news. I'm just going to start the irrigator here now on the canola, and then I might try and get some of these trucks emptied. Spoke to Josh with the planter, just having a few electrical issues, and I might go over there in the morning and give him a hand to finish it off. So yeah, we won't be planting corn tomorrow, being Saturday, potentially maybe Sunday or Monday, so we'll just see how it goes. It's probably just as easy to leave it till Monday and have Sunday off, so which would be all right too, given there's been a bit going. So anywho, we'll go and get this irrigator fired up. Probably about 10 tonne left here in the truck, something like that, so should be enough here to do all the top dressing over here, and we can bring a load over with us when we come, in case we make sure we've got enough. So, wicked. Back at home, it's turned into a pretty average day now. The wind's up and it's warm enough. So the corn, what they call a corn pop-up, turned up this morning. So it's just a liquid fert. Nitrogen, phosphorus, zinc, molybdenum, boron. So we put, I think from memory, we're about 50 litres to the hectare. This last year we used, so it'll be pretty similar again this year. And then we've got our corn chemical, so insecticide, and also our post sowing stuff. So we'll put that out before we water, and then of course our seed. So we're sowing, I can't see that for the glare, so you're not going to be able to see it, 1756 this year, Pioneer variety, pretty mainstream variety. I think talking to Miranda there before, we're about 90,000 seeds to the hectare, so roughly a bag and a half to the hectare. And then the later stuff, if we go with the later stuff, we'll up the population to 95,000. So just going to put the little fence on the harrows to get over where we finished strip tilling. It needs harrowing. I've got a dodgy tyre on that harrow bar, so I'll hook it up and then have to take the tyre off and get it fixed, because the canvas is starting to come out. It's not going to do too many revolutions before it goes pop. So and I would have thought Brendan can't be too far away from getting back with the mower. So. someone's tried to do a few running repairs here. Anyway, yeah, so these obviously, they don't, fair age, don't get used very often, but good for smashing clods and levelling ground off. I'll get a bit of rod and feed it back through there and yeah, fix that up. And where are we? See that tyre there's, she's come apart, so yeah, I'll jack it up and try and get it off. Getting it off might be the next issue, but anyway, yeah, see how we go. Bearing's not real crash out either. I might do that up a bit, I think, before we put it back together. I think the bearing's alright, it's just what's screwing up a little bit. Anyway, we'll get that tyre into town, get it fixed. So just got a bit of rod and thread it through there. It was a bit of a tricky one, and then I've, rather than, these have got bits of pipe to keep things apart, I've just got some hard washers here that I'll take this first one on. The whole lot needs to go that way, and then we'll yeah, get him lined up, and yeah, it'll be just like new, sort of. Yeah, there's probably a few like it that are starting to wear through, but anyway, don't get used very often, as I said. So morning. I forgot to take the GoPro with me, so I've been and changed the water. Got home, we actually went out for dinner last night, got home, and the pivot on the canola had stopped. I don't know what's going on. It's the second time it's done that now, about in the same spot. I think it's when the end gun turns on and off, there must be a slight spike in pressure, and yeah, it turned off. So yeah, restarted it about 10 o'clock, and that was it. So I set the water up so I didn't have to get up through the night, yeah, which was bliss. So it worked out. It went off about 7:30, so it was a bit of good luck, but yeah, I'm going to put it down to good management. Anyway, so just heading into town, do a couple of things, and then I'm going to go over and give Josh a hand with the planter, just finalising a few things with it. So yeah, hopefully we can, I'll stick the client, stick it in his face, but yeah, I'll show you what we're doing and what's going on, and yeah, so it should be a bit cool. So, and then not too sure, so I've had as I said, I had Miranda out yesterday. Just starting to cook in here, just bear with me, hang on, the heater turned on. So had Miranda out yesterday. Just we're going to go just stick with the original summer crop plan, so all corn. just I'm a bit, as you're gathering, there's bloody heaps going on, and I just don't have a week up our sleeves to go prepping rice ground. The air seeder probably wants, I'm thinking a day, but probably realistically it's probably 2 days on it, especially since we've got the cart hooked onto that setup for the strip tilling and corn job. So we then have to convert it back to go on the air seeder and then convert it back again for when we put it on the corn planter. So I just made the decision yesterday afternoon, or late yesterday afternoon. I was just talking to Sarah. I'm just like, windrowing. My fear is windrowing is only 12 days away if the weather stays warmish, and we'd be mucking around trying to get rice in the ground, as well as trying to sow corn, trying to sow rice. I'll start that one again. Start trying to windrow canola and sow rice. So the windrowing job's a two-man job because we will have to run it because the amount of area we've got to do this year, we've got about 1,200 hectares to do, possibly a bit more if we take it on. So yeah, like that's a fair push to do in this area, so we're going to have to run it well into the night at times. It's going to be good going, like the dryland crops aren't huge crops, and we don't have a lot of irrigation to do, so we will be able to get the hectares out, which, you know, good going. We'll do that, should do that 10 hectares an hour. But yeah, just we've got to get the truck ready for the roadworthy. Still haven't finished the windrower, which is only really a day. Got to service the header yet, and then get field bins organised, sort of mother bin organised, and a bit of other stuff. So I just thought, no, bugger the rice. We'll just stick what we're going to with original plan, and then yeah, we can just takes the pressure off. It now means I don't need to work all weekend. Yeah, I can just poke around tomorrow. Today is Saturday, if I didn't mention that. So Brendan's finished cutting hay down there, so on the contract job, so that's worked out all right. And yeah, so the boys got the weekend off. So anyway, I'm just ducking into town. I did have someone ask about a bit of footage of where we live, where I live, and the towns and that we go to and that. So I might just do a specific one on that. We do live near a couple of really cool towns with really good sporting facilities and that sort of stuff. Like in here at Yarrawonga and Mulwala, the lake in here is pretty impressive in the weirs. So I might just go for a drive one day and have a look about and just show you where we do stuff. And yeah, just for someone did, yeah, for just for, I don't know how many overseas subscribers I've got. I do have a few, so, but more viewers as well. But yeah, just to see the different towns and what goes on. So yeah, but no, they are pretty cool, and we're fortunate we do live in a pretty good spot here. It's, yeah, the towns are pretty cool, and we've got most services we need, you know, 20 minutes away. So anywho, we'll go in and then we'll go to town, come back and change some water, and then we'll go on and get into the planter. Morning. This one's, yeah, over a little bit, over a couple of days. You're probably quickly working out. Just heading over to check water, or change water. By the time I had a couple of things to do yesterday morning, by the time I got over to give Josh a hand, I only sort of spent an hour there, and he's yeah, had it pretty well done. So I just had to wait to change water before I could go. So he's been having hell zone trouble just with an electrical lead. He did one trip to Echuca, so Echuca's about an hour and 15 drive from us to get a new loom, and got back and that new loom was crook, so he's turned around and gone back to Echuca again. So I've just been sending Snapchats and that between him and another mate, the three of us, and there's a fair bit of banter and bullshit goes on more so than farming stuff. But yeah, I did just say to him, look, have Sunday off, we'll start on Monday, but he'll probably get the planter over here today. I've still got his truck here, so what we might do is I'll take his truck back and can escort him over because he's over width. Yeah, so anyway, water seems to be going all right. I did slow it down. I came back over. I had to come over about 10:30 and change it, but I had it coming back to Spawn Eggs. So and when it went off at 10:30, I didn't bother moving the monitor. I just just basically changed the open and close the outlets and went back to bed. So we'll see how we're going here. There doesn't seem to be, there's a bit of water in the recycle drain. There doesn't seem to be heaps, so we've probably got it not too bad, I'd say. So yeah, it's going to turn off today because we haven't got this floating pump going at the moment. Hopefully I'll get parts for it tomorrow and we'll get it going again. Weather forecast is as it's done the last 6 weeks. Looks really good. Like one forecast had 80 mils at the end of the week, and I think we've now got 5. So yeah, not too sure what they're smoking, but anyway. So, but no, we'll get this changed and we'll just see what we do today. It'll be good to just not do much at all. The sheep over here are starting to get a bit hungry. They're just starting to push through the electric fence a bit. So the plan is I'm gonna get them out the other farm. Out of the there's a fresh paddock of lucerne out the back there, and yeah, we'll have a draft up later in the week to see what we're going to do, whether we're going to sell them or sell them as stores or sell them over the hooks. So, anywho, that's my story. Right, we're mid-afternoon or late afternoon, it's about 4 o'clock, so Josh has been here. We've got this pretty well set up, dialed in pretty well now, so I just thought he's ducked home. Yeah, I've just been mooching around the house, had a cup of coffee, not doing much, so I thought I'd just come down and do an hour. He's still 2 or 3 days off before planting his, before his ground's drying up, so he's pre-watered, whereas we're watering up, so don't ask me which is the best way. Yeah, but there's been a bit of discussion going on which way we should be going, but anyway, we're watering up. So John Deere planter, pretty common, 8 row. It's got the sort of seed sense monitoring gear on it, the hydraulic downforce, which is supposed to be quite good, or the delta force they call it. We're running the liquid, the corn pop-up up the front, so there is a little bit going on, but yeah, we were just still ground driven, so we were just having a few dramas getting the seed rate right. So we're working at 95,000 seeds to the hectare. So with corn they talk seeds to the hectare, and I'll just show you what we're looking for. We come over here to where he's planted a bit, get away from the noise. So what we should have, ground's quite dry here, if we can find them. Can't find you any. I might have to find someone and talk to you. So what we're looking for, I'm just going to show you the seed. So there's a seed here, there'll be one here somewhere, there's another one there. So effectively there'll be a seed roughly every 100 mil, something like that, at the seeding rate we're going at. So they might be a bit, got to be careful, because sometimes you flick them out and bury them while you're trying to look for them. So where did he go? There. So it's all going pretty well. We are just in the moisture there, but as I said, we're gonna water up anyway. So yeah, we'll put some chemical over the top of it, and then we'll water it. So probably water on here, I reckon Tuesday maybe, if we get organised at some point on Tuesday. So anyway, we'll get rolling for now. So we've got a bit going on in here. So we've got obviously our GPS screen now. Our liquid is being operated through that. So we're putting on 50 litres a hectare. So that's our applied rate. So we're hovering around that 47. We could bump that up a little bit, but that's all right. Obviously tractor screen, and then we've got the seed sense monitor that's monitoring what's going on with the planter. So effectively we've got our our population, so we're working that 90, I don't know whether you can see that, 94, so we're supposed to be planting at 95,000 seeds to the hectare, so we're at about that now. And then our singulation, the closer that we can get that to 100, the better. And then this little graph down the bottom here is telling us which, if we click on there, remember how to drive it. So it's effectively given us a run of an idea of whether we're having misses, so it's not planting a seed at all, or a double where it's putting two seeds together. Now there's different seed sizes. This is the way they grade them. So we've got small, what do we got? Hang on, look at that thingy. So we've got small flats. So what we're thinking is at times we're getting a few doubles. So what we're thinking is it's effectively sucking. Probably should go back a step. We've got a vacuum plant as opposed to an air seeder like we sow wheat with. So it's effectively dropping it out of the boxes and it's getting sucked against a disc. So that disc has got, it might have 50 little holes in it, and each one of those holes will have a seed sucked against it, and then it drops it out onto the ground, and that gives you your seed every 100 mil or something. Sorry, just had to turn around. So those discs, depending on your rate, around that 90, 95,000, we should have a seed every sort of 100, 120 mil, I think, from what I can understand. So this is all still a bit new to me as well. So, but yeah, it just depends on seed size and that sort of thing. I think if we're just sort of talking with Josh there earlier, if our seed size, if we had medium flats, our singulation would be probably, up around that 98, 99%, which is probably where we want it. But anyway, it is what it is. We can't do. We probably should have ordered that. You can actually order that, but it's a bit of a first in best dressed. Everyone else probably orders the same thing. So anyway, this will be alright. But there's been a lot of work, not by me, gone into this. So getting it rolling, but this sort of plant has been fully rebuilt. Yeah, but it's going to be a good thing. It seems to work alright. So we'll get about 12 hectares. There's 2 bags in each bin. So I think we'll get about 12 hectares to a fill. So yeah, and I don't know how long that's going to take. So we've just slowed down a little bit. We're sort of around that 7.5 kilometres an hour. So when the ground's nice and flat, it's pretty cruisy going. So. Off time. So we're about halfway. We've got sort of 4.5 bays to go. I think we've done 10 hectares, so we'll get it in the morning, no worries. We've got to get that other block harrowed first before we can get into it, so I'll get one of the guys onto it in the morning once we've got to get this tyre fixed, and yeah, get it over there. So yeah, we're just still having a little bit of a battle with singulation. The population's alright, well, it's telling us it's alright, but the singulation again is just where it's placing the seeds. So we're either getting 2 seeds together or we're getting a skip. It's not too bad, it's hanging around that 94%, so that'd be good if we could get it up around that 98 or 99, but it's probably a bit hard just with the seed size we've got. So but anyway, it's going to be good. Well, it's in the ground. What are we? I can't have to have a look what the date is, but we should have, as I said, we'll put a chemical over the top of this and then we'll water it, and then yeah, we should nearly have corn out of the ground 7 days time, something but yeah, no, good setup. What Josh has done here, and you probably will get to see it, because we're going to plant some double crop stuff after canola. He's got some more row units to go on the front here. There's not a lot of room between that tyre and up there. And then yeah, we're going to hook our air cart on the back of this, which is what these are for. So we can tow the air cart, and then we'll be able to band fertiliser while we're planting at the same time. Probably won't be the same rate, but yeah, just be able to get a bit of fertiliser down with the seed that the seed can get at. So yeah, anyway, something different, a bit interesting. So yeah, but no, it's rocking along pretty well, and it's coming up. It's doing a good job. I'm glad we went to the effort we did with ground prep, because it's come up Mickey Mouse. So, all right, thanks again for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Bye bye.